Okay, so this is a tutorial for the song Wholly Yours by the David Crowder Band off the album A Collision. I'm gonna play, there's a lot of different parts in this song. There's the acoustic part at the beginning, and then there's two electric parts during the song for the majority of it. I'll be playing one of those parts. I think for this video I'll actually teach the acoustic part as well on electric, just because I really like how it sounds, and yeah, it sounds good on electric and acoustic, and really the only part besides chords the acoustic guitar has is this part, so I don't feel like making a video solely for that one line for the acoustic. So, without further ado, here's a bunch of different lines for the song Wholly Yours. Okay, so this whole song is played capo 2, and I'll teach the acoustic guitar part first. It sounds good on electric too, depending on who you're playing with. Sometimes the electric will do this, because sometimes the acoustic part can be hard to sing and play at the same time. So it's based on one main shape. It's kind of a piece of your G major chord. So if you take your G major chord and you take off all your fingers, but your middle and your ring finger, you're left with that. And so this is the bass shape for this lead. You only are playing the lowest string, your low E, and your G and your B when you're doing this. So it's... So all the other strings, you can either mute them or just pick accurately and then just get those strings. So, and then it slides up to the 9th fret, and then up to the 10th fret. So like, so that's kind of how it sounds. And then when you're up on the 10th fret, you can kind of use your pinky and hammer on the 12th a little bit on the B string. Get a little bit of different sounds. I don't play it probably the same way twice. I just throw it in every so often. So that part sounds like... The next part of that actually happens every second time, so that last time I played it I would have thrown it in, but I haven't taught it yet. This is the tricky part of this lead, especially on acoustic guitar, because it's harder to do your really fast hammer-ons and pull-offs on acoustic electric. It's a lot easier, but it sounds like this. So that slowed down is... And you kind of get the open string in there just because it happens, but... But it's all... And the way I find it easiest to get it to ring out, and you can hear every note defined, is my pull-offs are actually more like picking a string as opposed to just pulling off, like... So, because if you, sometimes you get the nice pull-offs just to ring out totally, but just to make sure they're there, I always do the picking pull, and it also kind of bends the notes so it has a little, maybe more of a twangy feel, which I like. Maybe you don't. That's understandable. So that's probably the hardest part. So it comes in like. Back in. So that's the whole acoustic guitar part, and that's that. So the electric in the pre-chorus, or actually rather in the verses on the electric, there's really not much going on. I sometimes like to throw with the capo 2, your octaves are actually on your 14th fret instead of your 12th fret, and I sometimes just like to throw in a little, I play the D, G, and B strings, the 14th fret octave. Just let it ring in there a little bit. It kind of sounds nice, not a big deal. The next part is in the pre-chorus, and it's just the lead on your D and your G strings, and it sounds like this. It kind of follows the vocal melody, but takes a couple turns away from it. So it goes like... whole rest of the leads are a ton of picking. The patterns can be a little difficult to get down at first, and there's a lot of different hand shapes, but it generally follows the same pattern the whole time. So in the chorus, you're just picking on chord shapes. The chord shapes are C2, G, and D with a D suspended. So this is the picking pattern here. So for the C and G, it's the same pattern. And then for the D, it's a similar sound, and you hammer on your second fret there. So at full speed, it's. So that's the chorus. Now the bridge. The bridge is, it starts off with a repeating pattern that's really not too bad, and then it kind of takes a tail off into who knows where, and it changes, your hand shapes are changing up a lot, and you'll just have to listen and practice it a lot because it's hard to get it down and remember exactly where it goes each time. So at first, you're going on this pattern. So you're going your D string and your D, G, and B string. You're going So get that pattern down. Right now I'm playing not relative to the capo, the 5th and 3rd fret, and so you can just practice on that shape because that picking pattern is basically the first almost half of the bridge is just, and this hand is just the one that's changing the shapes. So the first shape is that one I just showed you, and the next shape you just drop on your D string down 1 fret to, so, and then you slide that shape, the first one up 2 frets, so, and then again drop it down 1 fret. So it's, it still stays the same for one little bit more, but then it takes a turn for the different. So you slide back down to this one, so your second shape. So, coming down to here.